Did you watch the Tyreek Hill stuff much?
All right, so I just saw clips of it. Here's the thing. I'm a hypocrite, and I'm like, leave him alone. He plays ball. So
yes,
if it was
or if he had been a musician.
Or if he, one of the good ones. I'm like, leave him the fuck alone. He's driving into the stadium that was built for him. You pieces of shit. And they're all like chubby white dudes wearing those brown uniforms and those silly hats or helmets or whatever. Was it justified or not? Because that stuff enrages me when it's not justified. So I didn't even watch it. Like,
I think it was. There's a little. I think everybody sucks here. Is okay. What Reddit would say. So he was going wildly fast. I think I read 105 and a 30 or something. Don't quote me on that, but he was going super fast, and they pulled him over for reckless driving. And when they pulled him over, he wanted to keep his window kind of up. It's tinted, and he's famous. And he's in an attention-grabbing car. I don't know my cars that well, but it's a black, small, call it a Ferrari.
He's in a fucking supercar out there. The door.
Yeah, he's in a supercar. Yeah, forgive me, I don't know my cars that well.
Yeah,
and but he's in this. Oh, McLaren, Zach says.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a cool attention-grabbing car, and he wants to keep his window kind of up so that people aren't seeing him get pulled over and hassled by the police. And he can't do that. That's not complying. They tell him to roll the window down, and they barely give him any time to comply. And, he's not rolling it down quick enough, and they're like, roll your window down. All right, that's enough. Let's get him out. So they start pulling him out. And then they throw him to the ground for not complying fast and hard enough. Beautiful. And there was a moment later where they asked him to sit down on a curb. Now, curb's like 6 inches tall. If you're healthy, it's no problem, but he has a surgically repaired knee, and he's not able to get the whole sentence out, but he's trying to convey, I'll sit down, but let me go slow or help me down because I just had surgery on this knee. And the police are not having that. They're instantly forcing him to sit on the curb. 2 people pulled over. I think they were teammates. I'm not positive. And they just wanted to sort of see what was going on. They recognized their friend being pulled over. And the police had it was another one of those get back in the car. Fuck it, too late. Can't get back in the car. And it's whoa. There wasn't even an entire second between do this and now you're not complying with what I told you to say.
Now you can't leave.
Right. So Tyreek Hill could have complied better, shouldn't have rolled his window back up, stuff like that. But the cop was also a hothead who way overreacted way too fast and gave off a vibe to me anyway that he was one of those guys who just unless complete absolute bootlicking submission, he wasn't happy with how things were going. He needed to fucking super duper alpha this guy. And it's can we all just be chill here? There was no de-escalation from the police whatsoever. One of them was put on paid desk duty, or they called it administrative duty. And while they look into it, that's what's up.
Doesn't get to ride his bike around anymore.
I guess
he scored a TD that day. That you see the touchdown celebration.
I did. He put his hands behind his back. His friends locked him up.
Locked him up. It's fucking dude, that's how you do it.
I think that was smart. I think it brought a lot of attention to the situation from people who would be on his side.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I hate that shit. I watch so many of those police videos, and so many times I'm like, man, this would go a lot smoother if this cop had a better attitude. I saw one the other day where it was both sides. You never know what you're dealing with, but you're the cop initiating some sort of friction that we're going to have here. You should start however you start. It might just be how it goes. There was a homeless man sitting in an alcove on a sidewalk in front of a business, and he has the knife in his hand. And he's been called. The cops have been called for this guy, and they're like, "Hey, Rob, would you at least put the knife down while we talk here?" And he's like, "No, I don't think I will." All right, well, the reason I'm here today, and they carry on having a conversation, which could have ended peacefully. Now they killed him a few minutes later, but that was his fault.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one, although I didn't process the whole thing as well as you did. He had a knife in his hand, then he said no. Okay.
Yeah, he was like, all right, well, I'm going to let you sit there with that. And it wasn't a pocket knife. He's got a Rambo, not a giant Rambo knife, but a fixed blade, army type knife, if not you're homeless, a cool knife.
That could have a lot of useful nonviolent reasons to have that tool.
For sure.
He might be opening cans with it. He might be protecting himself with it. If I live on the street and I have a knife, Like, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm a predator. I could.
Oh
Deers
no,
have
sure.
horns.
Yeah, I saw a guy steal a Lambo the other day, and he's black kid sitting in this Lambo pretending like it's his, and the cops are all like, I don't know, man, this paperwork, it's just not coming back, and he takes off. He hit something going so fast, he cut trees down, and they found his body like minutes after they found the car. And this is in a city. It's in a city. It's just like, here's the car. It's upside down and cut in half and smoking. Where is he? Is he in there? And they go, I can't tell if he's in there. And I was like, holy shit, you can't tell? The roof smushed flat. And finally they find him. His body has been like thrown and slid down the road. They have to blur the whole thing. Like, they can't even show this dude's shoes.
I watch a lot of police chase videos. It's brutal. So I guess it's popular in the motorcycle community to run from police, and a lot of them are successful at it. A lot of them aren't. And I get frustrated by the bad driving that you see. I don't. This is outside the police thing. It is very common for motorcyclists to hit the horn instead of take evasive action. They feel that they're wrong. They either take the horn or they rev bomb, which is to pull the clutch in and make the engine perfect. Yeah, hit the bump off the rev limiter in a loud way. And I guess it's like their way of yelling at people around them. And it's like, asshole, you're on a motorcycle. Right? Hit the brake, not the gas. Like, take evasive action. Don't bully your way into a traffic accident.
It's not about right and wrong. It's about alive and dead at that point. It's like you're out here sliding around with your skin against the wind. They're in a big metal box that's made to keep them safe.
9 times out of 10, the other driver that did that to him made an innocent mistake. A mistake, sure. They changed lanes without knowing you were there or whatever. But they weren't trying to hurt you. And you're acting like you've been morally wrong. No, man. Every driver makes mistakes.
When I see motorcycle police chases in, it's usually with the guy dying. The cops will be like, yeah, 1056. I mean, I guess you could send EMS, but tell them to bring a bag.
I watched a guy get away on a Grom. If you don't know what a Honda Grom is, the top speed is about 57. I have one. And he was running from the police on this tiny little bike. It's so small. Like, I could put my knee on it and like on the seat and standing on it and with my other foot flat. It's a really small bike and it only goes 57-ish miles an hour. And he's running from there's 10 cops chasing him. They're coming from all over and he got away. It was incredible. So basically, he went to a residential neighborhood and the police broke off pursuit. It wasn't like he did something really clever. They just decided to let him go.
Do you guys remember like 2 years ago when that quarterback for the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, I think his name is, he got hit really hard and was doing crazy hands on the field? Just happened again just now, like 3 minutes ago, to the same guy. And it doesn't even look like he got smoked that hard. Like, I'm sure it hurt, but like, this has got to be like a retirement thing at this
point. Enjoy that, Alabama fan.
All right, so this is just me talking on my ass. It looks like the field's not grass. And his face hit the basically AstroTurf concrete thingy.
Shit, you got a clip?
Maybe, yeah.
There he is throwing gang signs to himself.
That's a still. But he hit like he got like flipped upside down by the tackler. And so he like hit his helmet, the back of his helmet on the ground. So maybe it is harder surface. That's a good assessment. I wouldn't have thought about that. But yeah,
as you know, in hockey, that happens. Like, people get hit by each other or even a mistake stick, and it can cause a problem. But when that head hits the ice, that can be the biggest hit.
Very true.
So I watched a video about this recently.
Like, you can't keep playing football. Like, you're going to die or something.
I have some information. So I watched a video about this recently, so I wanted to Google and make sure I was right. So it's called decorticate posture when they do that. And it's not a sign of potential brain damage. It is caused by actual brain damage to the nerve pathways in the midbrain, which go between the brain and the spinal cord. It is not like, oh, that might be brain damage. You are seeing the result of actual brain damage when that happens, when they go into that locked up posture.
Can you say that word again? Decorticate?
Decorticate.
Is that different than the fencing response? That's the one I'm familiar with.
DECORTICATE. Decorticate posturing. What is it? Causes and treatment. And then it's got some picture of some cartoon man, but they should just take this clip of Tua, throw it up there instead, because it's exactly that. He played for Alabama, in case you don't know. Not a big fan of Tua. So keep playing, boy. Keep playing, man. You got this. Keep playing.
The corticate posturing and the fencing response are both responses that indicate brain injury. So yeah, you probably
What
seen
game you from? What game you from?
You've probably
West
seen
side.
the fencing response. That's when they put one arm forward when they're on the ground.
Yeah,
I haven't seen this before. But
Well, this is what this could even be a picture from the last time it happened to him because it looks exactly the same. The hits are different, but both times he's on his back doing the.
Wonder if he's
figures.
done for the year.
Man,
Dude, you got to be done for your life. You're going to ruin everything.
Wristband opponents. Let's get those plays down. My God, that's a good camera. That camera's probably 50 yards away. I like this cartoon.
I bet that's the fencing response.
Why is the fist pink?
Why was the fist? Why did he have such like a? Why do you have a robe on? That big wizard sleeve. He didn't notice. Why did you draw it that way?
It looked like a gay wizard beat up a man. I don't know what that was. He like Doctor Strange opened a portal. He punched through with his pink wizard sleeve.
Yeah. Well,
that sucks for Tua. I hope he's all right. Has he dies or whatever.
Is he from Alabama? Is that what?
Yeah,
you said?
he's Alabama fucking QB. Yeah.
Did he beat Georgia or lose to them?
I mean, there were some, you know how it goes. You win some, you lose some. National title here, national title there.
I think there was a long time that Georgia was on the losing end of those, and that must have been when Tua was giving you guys trouble.
I know you guys don't know what it's like to be part of a championship organization, but down here in Georgia, see, winning or losing means not just some SEC title, some little rivalry. It's the whole shebang. It's for the crown when you lose to Alabama or you beat Alabama, and so I hope he keeps throwing them gang signs up in Miami.
Don't know what it's like to be part of a championship organization. Clearly, you've never followed the Hillsborough men's B League hockey.
That's true.
Well, that rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
I bet you don't know anything about Hillsborough men's league B hockey.
I know they come to play. All right, I know they come to play. I know that they're an X's and O's crowd. They play by the rules. They're smart dressers too, and they let the locker rooms clean. That's what I know about them, and that's what I'll say if anyone asks me.
Well, the Blues have a cup, so take that. A championship.
Where's it at?
Actually,
now?
I shouldn't have even led with the Blues. The Cardinals are like the best organization in baseball, other than the Yankees, as far as winning.
Yeah, it helps when you get a head start. Like some of those, you know what I mean? Like if you start in 1896, you really rack them up.
A storied franchise, not like those loser Braves.
Okay, now I agree. The Braves.
I can't make fun of the Braves to you because you'll just double down on it even harder and be like, they are horrible. They're the worst.
They're a disgusting organization. I don't think you're allowed to say aloud in public the things that I hope happen to the Braves.
No.
I mean, it was 9/11 just passed. And didn't happen again this year.
No. We're on a nice 20 plus year streak of 9/11s.
No 9/11s.
Yeah.
Yeah.